Hey, maybe that got your attention. Nice picture of two cats looking out of a window in northern Portugal. Thanks, John, for that beautiful picture. Let me just take that off the screen and wish you. Oh, look through a little window here. Wishing you a good evening. Let me just make an adjustment here. I seem to be unable to stream to Facebook, which is a bit of a blow because that would be the ideal place to stream to. So let me see if I can figure that out. Otherwise, there's not much point, I suspect. Let's just see if that's working. Ah, there we go. Streaming now to Facebook. So good evening to you. This is the Sunday evening version of the Around Midday Pause. So let's just get straight into it. Through the round window. Feel the weight of your body on the chair, if you will. You too, Mrs. M. See if you can do this while you're scrolling there. Let's see if we can multitask it. So be aware of your body on the chair. We're connecting to our immediate reality through the senses. I think in my experience, the most obvious one is to be aware of the mass of your body. Now, the problem with that, of course, is people start thinking about, the mass of my body, I'm overweight, or this, that, and the other about my body. Please, if you can, and that's a really good test, just see if you can be aware of the weight of your body, the mass of your body as it is now experiencing meeting the chair that you're sat upon. And without wanting to put too fine a point on it, I can feel my own posterior on the office chair upon which I'm sat, and I can feel where the back support is touching my back, and that gives me a starting point because they are obvious places where my body's touching the chair. And then I can be aware of and I'd like you to do this for yourself, not just listen to my commentary of my experience, but this is the best I can do that I'm aware of showing this process to you. So your shoes, maybe you can feel as well, your feet inside your shoes. And the more you look, or the more, as in not look as in with your eyes, but the more you're aware of your weight of the body on the chair. I've got headphones squashing my ears as well, so I can feel them. And these are things that I wouldn't be feeling if I was just engaged in a conversation or watching TV. My awareness would obviously be on the thing that is taking up the bulk or most of my bandwidth of attention. But as we open out, as we connect with the senses, as they are immediately connecting to the world around us, or the situation around us, the reality around us, let's call it the reality around us, we can get deeper and deeper into it as a process. And it's a process starting from what is, rather than a process of trying to get somewhere, which is better in many ways than the possible disappointment of not getting somewhere. It's a fact, as much as you're going to get a fact, I would say, that your body is sat on a chair or on the bed or whatever, wherever your body is. It's pretty factual, as are the kids in the house that you might be able to hear as well. What's going on around us through our senses is what you could say is what I will say is our immediate reality. And we can imagine our reality to be lots of other things. And I put it to you that our actual reality, the most tangible reality, is what we can be aware of right now. And that might be the weight of a phone in our hands. However, the chances are, if you've got a phone in your hand and you're scrolling through something, your mind is then transported magically, technologically, to that which you're giving your attention. So you might see a meme that you find funny and you laugh at it, or you might see something that's triggering you, and you're taken out of this current awareness and reality into where that experience, where that information is taking you. And that's why I think this is a very good practice. And the practice is to be here in your immediate sensory reality and practice being there. And as you see yourself or catch yourself being taken off into the past or into the future and into the world of thoughts, preoccupations, judgments, the mind, if you like, and just come back again. Come back to that factual reality of a sensory experience. Pressure of the clothes on the skin. The sound of my voice. If you're listening to this, my voice will be making sounds to you. And your body can, you're a part of you can just hear the instructions, the guidance, and not make too much of a big deal of it. It can make a big deal of it, and I know some people have, and there are some people who can't watch these videos because it's too much. What they think about me, of me, is what they go into, and that's fair enough. These probably aren't very good videos for somebody like that, but for anybody who can just hear the instruction and know that it's meant well and is pretty harmless and actually leads to a what you might call a state of harmlessness, to not color it too much, to not add to it, and just try the process, enjoy the process. And again, if you don't enjoy the process, don't do it. But if there's if there's a sense of benefit, enjoyment, freedom that comes from it, hear the sound of the voice, follow the instruction, and see what happens. Which is such a good trigger, isn't it? For like, I am being hypnotized now. He's going to make me do something. He's going to make me eat an onion. I promise I'm not going to make you eat an onion. I'm going to just keep asking you. It's probably worse for some people than eating an onion. At least eating an onion would be a sensory experience and give me something to hold on to and be aware of and react to. This is so boring compared to eating an onion. This is just being aware of what's coming into you, your awareness through your senses. And that's such a dull thing compared to all the other promises of reality, isn't it? Or so-called reality. However, there's also a magic available. In my experience, I can't guarantee it, but as you expose yourself more to not to me and not to what I'm saying, but your actual experience of your sensory data, of what's coming to you through your senses, and practice being aware of it, there is something pretty magnificent in my experience that can occur from that, or occurs with it. And what was just feeling the pressure of the clothes on the skin and the weight of the body on the chair can kind of expand and grow and become more sensitive and more aware, if you like. And it might be, as you become aware of your breath as well, entering and exiting your body, you can feel the breath and the tingle of the breath in the nostrils or on the lips, which is quite fine. It's quite sophisticated and not your everyday run-of-the-mill experience, because our minds are focused on other things most of the time. Chances are. However, this arguably, just like the if a tree falls over in the woods, can anyone hear it if no one's there? No, I made a mess of that Zen koan. Is that what it's called? But the idea being that if you're not aware of the sensation in your lips or nostrils that presumably is there, even when you're not aware of it, you can be aware of it when you are aware of it, if that makes sense. And now is the time to practice that. That's right. Does a tree make a noise in the woods if nobody's there to hear it, right? You kind of have to be there. It is the ultimate joke where you had to be there. So if you laughed at that, that's another really lovely way of being in your body. You might have felt your ribs shake, or the air coming in and out of your body a little more rapidly, erratically, if you giggled or chortled. And that has its own sensation. As do the hands. The hands have their own energy. As healers know. And your nose, your hooter. Well, that's probably not a best description with an American audience, but the tip of your nose has a sensory. Your whole body's alive, and it's each body part is more or less sensitive than another, and so it's easier to register the tingle in the feet and the hands because they are very sensitive parts of our body. And so are the lips, the nose, possibly. You might feel your scalp. Shoulders can be quite a place, can't they, for feeling a sensation of being alive, of presence now. And that can be quite sort of, tight and knotty. And you can suddenly be aware that your shoulders are up by your ears and like, I can let that go. And give way to an easier sense of being in the body right now. And the sounds of the room, people messaging or Messenger or WhatsApp in your room with you. And you can all just you can get triggered by it, or you can just let it be. And come back to the sensitivity of your nose and nostrils, your lips, thighs on the chair, feet in the shoes. And perhaps get more of that real sense that life is good, all is well right now. Not the life is good slogan, not the cursory, yeah, life is good, but oh man, that's nice, that's good right now, isn't it? That sense of being alive right now, that's good. And I'll be honest with you, there was a time in these practices where I'd gone berserk with people in the room whispering, kids coming in and out. How dare you ruin my meditation? Woo, poor me in my meditation. I am the me in ME meditation. But it's all, and somebody passing wind nearby. It's all good. Their passive aggression through their bodily functions, you can just take it all in your stride. Until the smell in the room becomes so unpleasant that you have to take some action. And that is what happens sometimes. You have to, obviously, to sit meditating whilst the circumstances become unbearable would be foolish. That sounds like a 10-day retreat to me. And having to sit in the stench of the master. I guess there might be a use for that. I don't know. But joking aside, coming back to just being easy, allowing what's around you to be around you. A little inner nod, inner smile that, yeah, it's all good. This little moment right now is all good. And let's see how you're doing. See if we've got any. But before we go, come and like talk through the comments, through the washing machine window here. See if we can have any kind of communication or concentration from that place that you have maybe scooped out in yourself for yourself in that little process. If that's happened, I don't know if that's happened for you. I am in a different condition state to the one in which I started this process. And I will endeavor to be in that opened out, expanded space whilst I click on the comments button and see who's here. And Hugh Forestier Walker. The smell of cheese comes to mind. Hi, Carl, says Hugh. We here taste a 2014 red. And that is mindful wine tasting. Isn't that beautiful, Hugh? I get it that you're a mindful wine taster. And people do take the mickey, don't they? How out of wine tasting and experiences of that kind. Yes, top notes of whatever, old pencil sharpenings. But there is a beauty and a joy of really being in that experience and being open to what comes to you, what's evoked through that sensory experience. Our senses are just so miraculous and wonderful, are they not? Yeah, a 2014 red. And the Cheese Festival. Thank you, Hugh, for pointing that out to me. I had a lot of fun with the whole idea of the Visio Cheese Festival, the World Cheese Festival that took place this weekend. Well done, Portugal, for scooping that award. Nose for the smell in the wine glass. Fantastic. Yeah, definitely. I don't know, I don't know if that's how you experience it, Hugh, but I get it. I totally see how a true sommelier and, wine lover really is in that moment of sensing the wine. It's tasting, isn't it? But he's sensing it on other levels as well. The eyes, the glug in the bottle, the aroma, the taste on the tongue and the palate. It's just fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, it's the touch of it, even as it hits the tongue. Fantastic stuff. It's possible, isn't it, in any area of life that we can make it all bigger, more expansive and mindful. And the color, yeah, absolutely. Like it's like a religious experience. I think that's what people mean, isn't it? By a religious spiritual experience is when you're opened out and expanded pretty much into anything you can do as a human being at that level. It's wonderful. Aren't we lucky? Fortunate. So I wish you a good week. We'll connect again around midday tomorrow. And I thank my collaborators in this particular outing this evening. Thank you very much for your help this evening, and all the best to you. Have a great evening. Have a good week, and I'll see you tomorrow at around midday. And just let's conclude on that feeling of the body in the chair. Come back again. If you went away, that is, maybe you're aware of your body in the chair for all of that. But it's easier with the eyes closed, perhaps, and a focus into a particular moment of the senses rather than just trying to take it all in at once. How wonderful is that? Just great. Yes, Hugh, just great. Let's part company on for the time being. God willing, see you tomorrow, and let's revel in that just greatness. Just great, absolutely. Thank you, Hugh, and thank you anybody else who popped by or who might see this in the future. Bye for now. What is that? A cat. It's all kicking off here. Time for me to go. Bye-bye.